recognizing and learning that reprogramming ourselves, or that word sounds kind of cold, you can equate that to healing as well, healing the wounds and therein the undesired behaviors by us or perspectives that we end up as a result of that with. That stuff can be healed. And I came to that understanding and realization very young. When I was 19, by the time I was 19 and 20, I was having some really serious ulcer attacks. They didn't know a lot about ulcers back then, and one of the traditional ways of dealing with it, if you had ulcers of a certain stage, was surgery. And by the time I was 20, I was scheduled to have surgery by these doctors at UCLA. And my boyfriend at the time, his mother was the personal secretary to a man who was the co-founder of a church called, well, today called Science of Mind, or the Centers for Spiritual Living. And it was Christian-based, but they were very holistic in nature. They were so far ahead of the curve when it came to understanding body, mind, spirit, interconnection, and integration, that she was very close with Dr. Hornaday, and she brought Dr. Hornaday and an MD who was also a practitioner from that church to me, and they offered to help me see if I could avoid having the surgery, if I would be interested in learning their, what they call spiritual mind treatments, and work on healing oneself through, well, they use meditation and visualization and self-investigation. And with the doctor, he put me on a severe fast. And, obviously I agreed to do it because I had great faith in her. And there was an MD monitoring it, of course, the whole time. But he was also a practitioner of this. So between he and Dr. Bill, Dr. Freed and Dr. Bill put me through this process. And within 6 weeks, the ulcers were all but gone. And I did not have to have the surgery. So one of the things that they had me do, in addition to the fasting and the prayer and the meditation, and was to write an autobiography, because I was saying I don't understand how this condition can be related to stress. I don't find myself having these pains and these little attacks when anything's wrong. And with my tumultuous upbringing, I've had stomach problems from the time I was 14, so obviously it was the beginning of all of that. And so I said I don't understand how it can be related, because I always get this demonstration of the illness when nothing is going on, when everything's fine. And so that's when Dr. Freed said, let's have you write an autobiography. So though you were only 20, he said, I want you to write everything that you can remember from the time you were born, and just write about it. And I said, well, how much or what? It doesn't matter. They said, just write about it. Just have this big catharsis about writing down your life. And then we'll talk about it afterwards. So while I was on this fast of having nothing but skim milk and water for 6 weeks, I was writing about my life. And then when I got that done, he said, now I want you to write in a linear fashion every time you can ever remember being sick. And if you can, get help from your family, the people that you grew up with, lived with my aunt and my grandmother from time to time. And so you write that down, and then we started connecting it to the autobiography so that I could see when and where I got sick. And what I saw was this very distinct pattern, that I had a personality that could come in and just take care of things and handle things when there was a crisis. I didn't shut down. Some people shut down in a crisis. We all have, some people blow up in a crisis. For me, I had the ability to just kind of tune out, shut off my feelings about what was going on, and go take care of whatever needed to take care of in the sense of violence going on, grab my sister and run in the bedroom and, shut the door or whatever was necessary. And then when it was over, whatever was going on, whether it was that or any other kind of stress, I would, and I could remember this when I was writing then and thinking about it. I would not. The feelings would start to want to come up, because it's not that we don't have feelings. People who have the ability to put on an overdrive, if you will, in the course of a crisis. But feelings will want to come up. You will definitely have them, but you have this good way of shutting them off for a while. Then when they start to come up, in my family, it wasn't so easy to just talk about it or then cry or then have your catharsis or whatever. It was just kind of like, it's over, now stop. There's nothing wrong, It's like everything's fine now. So, again, stuff. So all of my emotions were continuously being stuffed, and the bottom line is they were eating their way out of my stomach. And so I could see that when they showed me, put these two things together, I saw this arc. And so that began a journey. Well, first of all, it just completely blew my mind and opened my eyes to how amazing we human beings are, that we have the ability to heal. Actually, the body has the ability to heal itself when we aren't in the way, when our mind doesn't go in certain thinking patterns therein, creating more difficulty around whatever happens so that it can heal after. And so doing the meditations and the visual mind treatment of seeing my stomach be healthy and allowing the life force and, God, they were Christian. They were a Christian church, so we used Christian language and called upon God in the way that we were, that they saw it. But nonetheless, that's full of the life. That is the life force. That is what creates all of things in manifestation. And so with my mind being freed up and looking also at judgment about how I judged myself, how I judged my mother, how I judged my stepfather, and looking at those and loosening the grasp of all of that and just allowing healing to come here and now, and recognize that here and now there's nothing wrong here and now. But those memories and that old wounds that carried in those pockets that need to be released,